impacts spreading is the nature of the thing which is spreading. Let's talk about a second factor now. So as we said, networks are different. I show you two networks here, one on the left and one on the right. Both of these networks have 50 nodes, and every node in both of these networks has a degree of 4. You can verify it. Every person has 4 friends. However, these connections, they are organized in different ways. Now, what do you think? In which of these networks will spreading be faster? Let's first talk about the spreading of a disease. Let's say it's a disease spreading. On which of the networks do you think it will spread faster? Now, Ayush says the right one. Why so? So let's say some people here are infected with this disease. So what's happening on the network on the left? Okay, Ayush says it seems more dense. So although it might seem more dense to you, it is not. I have told you that the degree of nodes, every node in each of these network is 4. So the number of connections in both of these network is the same. It might appear to you that the network on the left hand side has lesser connections, but actually it's not so. So all of these networks will have both of these networks have how many connections? So your sum of degrees is, your sum of degrees is 4 into 50, right? Which is 2 times your number of edges. The number of edges in both the networks is same. But yes, it is true. The disease will spread faster on the second network. The reason is how these links are organized. If you look at this network here, let's say initially these 4 people are infected. What's going to happen in this network? Maybe in the next iteration, these 2 people get infected. In the next iteration, these 2 people get infected, 2 or maybe 4. So what is happening? The infection is traversing step by step. So it will almost take some order of, if every node is connected to 4 other nodes, n by 4 steps for the disease to spread here. So you cannot quickly go and infect some other part of this network because the links are highly clustered. Yes, exactly, cities. So if you look in this network, what's happening here? So if initially these 2 nodes are infected, they will quickly pass down the infection to some other 4 other nodes in the network, which will pass infection to 8 other nodes in this network, and the disease will spread really, really fast. What if it's not a disease but an information? Do you think still the information will spread faster on the network on the right side? What do you think? In this connection, there was this beautiful experiment done by a researcher, Damon Centola. What Damon did, he tried to create a real world version of this experiment. He created an online website, a simple online website where anybody can just register and log in. The website was regarding health behaviors. When you log into this website, you get certain friends. Unlike Facebook, where you choose your friends, what's going to happen here is you will be given certain predefined friends. As soon as a person joins this website, he will be dropped randomly, either in this world or either in this world. So the network structure is being controlled by us. If a person joins in this world, he will have these 4 connections with the people on both sides of him. And if a person joins here, he'll be having some random friends. That way you can make these 2 kinds of networks. In addition, whenever a friend of mine, we actually call them health buddies. So whenever a health buddy of mine adopts certain information, I am given a notification. This is the entire setup. And then he measured in which of these networks was the information spreading faster. We can model adoption of information by making them sign certain online form. If one of my friends signs some online form, it means he has adopted that information and I get a notification. Now I can choose to sign that form or not. So this is how adoption is happening in this network. And what he observed was, unlike diseases, behaviors doesn't spread quickly on random networks. For behavior, it requires a clustered network. And that's true according to the discussion we just had. So let's say I infect some persons here in these different parts of the network and they adopt something. But now, since there is no clustering, so this person is a friend with this person over here. But this person, to adopt a certain information, just one of his friend adopting is not sufficient. So he need many of his friends to adopt the same information. Even if you look in the case of this clustered network, if you infect these people on, let's say, 4 different sides of this circle, even then the adoption is not going to spread. So most of people will adopt it. So maybe you can initially provide this information to these 5 friends here. Now, or let's say, rather what I would say, based on the configuration of the network, I infect 2 people here and 2 people here. Now it becomes easier for this person here to adopt this information because all 4 of his friends have adopted it. Similarly, this person might go adopting it because at least 2 of his friends have adopted it, so on and so forth. So when just one of your friends have adopted it, you do not adopt it. So in the case of an information clustered networks, they are more favorable for the spreading of this information here. There are certain more things which make the spread of diseases and ideas different. Before coming to that, you can even, I'll just want to share this result with you. Most of the times our social networks look something like this. Like someone said, inter-batch network. So let's say there is a batch here, and let me say it's a batch for computer science. I have a batch here. It's the batch for Triple E. These people have certain connections here. These people have certain connections here. There are a few connections across these. Now let's talk about how a disease will spread here and how an information will spread here. If you talk about a disease, assume it originates in this CS batch here. It will quickly spread here because of the dense connections. And since it is a disease, just one connection will be enough for it to pass on to the other batch over here. Even so there might be 1 or let's say 2 connections here. Even if one connection fails, there is a good chance that the disease can pass to this other batch here. On the other hand, if it was an information, it would have been very difficult. What will happen in the case of an information? So this computer science batch, most of the people have adopted it here. Now, if you look at this person in the EE batch, what happens to this person? He has some friends here. Let's say he has 5 friends here and 1 friend here. So out of his 6 friends, only 1 of them have adopted an information. So he actually rejects it and the information remains confined to this community. Whenever you are trying to spread a piece of idea or information, this is one problem you encounter, that it tend to be concentrated in a community. So good idea for viral marketing is to start with multiple communities. If I want to sell some product in IIT Roper, so instead of trying to sell it to all the people in CS, a better idea is to choose people from different departments. However, a disease will not require such kind of an effort. Few more differences between the spread of an idea or an information. If I have a very good friend, information transmission between us will be quicker. So my friend telling me something as opposed to a stranger telling me something. So I have more trust in my friend. So information diffusion will happen quickly between both of us. However, trust doesn't affect diseases. Similar case with influence. There are influential people in every society. Most of them are celebrities. When a celebrity endorses some product or a celebrity says something, we are more biased towards that. We adopt that idea faster than a normal person telling us. But again, this doesn't happen in the case of a disease. Influentials can affect other citizens easily, but doesn't apply to the diseases. So in the case of disease, it won't happen that if you are influential, I'll catch the disease easily, or if you are influential, it will be difficult for me to pass a disease on to you. However, in the case of information, this happens. These are some differences between the spread of diseases and the spread of information or ideas. What we will do now is we will try to look at certain models for both of these. Instead of going deep